And we are back to the races there. Sorry about not going to the cameras. It's all whatever, though, at this point, because we are already into the action. We're into pistol round. Sorry for the short little break. But we are into it here. And two sets of utility being brought up on this T side. And what looks to be a commitment on the A hold here from Triumph. A rare change of pace here from the T, or CT side, rather, in their pistol round as the smokes and nades roll through. The flashes to follow it up. And it comes down to this commitment here. Can Triumph hold on tight? And that is not the start you want to see. This is why you really don't commit players onto the A bomb site there. It's because it's so difficult to hold as soon as the smokes fade in. There's no support really available. And, I mean, there's not even a smoke to pick up here, so they can't even try and go for the smoke diffuse. This is just a wash here.
Yeah, certainly, as you were saying, not the start you want to see. Difficult situation there, but early rounds here. Early rounds, certainly nothing to get too worried about just yet.
Yeah, certainly. I don't think I've ever seen a team try and actually hold the A bomb site so far in Premier. Every time I've casted a match, it's been just the retake, which has become the meta in this map because of exactly what we just saw. Obviously, some nice shots being brought out with the P250s from long range, but that's why you really, it's for the most part, you stick one CT and pray to God that he gets a kill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like, I guess the game's just been out for so long. People have really perfected those executes so to the effect that they're like impossible to hold.
Yeah.
Like A-Site Mirage is just totally a retake. It does make for some exciting Counter-Strike.
Right, I was expecting a little bit more there from the hold of Triumph with the 3 players stacked over. I think if you're gonna go that route, that's how you want to do it with the stack, and once again leaning towards that A side stack. But this time, Rebirth, their T side already looking a little bit more defined here. They have an opportunity to, I believe, yeah, they will in fact with this round one get more rounds on their T side than they did in all of Train. So good opportunity here, but we'll see what they've got going for them. But it does seem as if they're kind of gearing up for an A-side hit. They might actually walk into the stack here on the side of Rebirth. They might push in forward a little too early. 1-for-1 trade goes out to UMP doing some good work, rolling back the years here. Now it's up to Viz to find this kill. He does do that. He turns around, gets a second. Viz, that is unbelievable. A double entry there, but he does get traded in the end of the day. And now it leaves 3 HP on a Wreck. It's going to be all on the back of Carson here to find these entries. And Wreck goes down. Carson now left alone. He's tagged down. And he will be finished off by the scout of Cooper to finish it off with 2. But my God, did Viz show up in round number 2 there. I cannot believe that second shot went through.
Yeah, that was crazy. Aggressive play there from Viz, and it totally worked out for him. Just aim on point, getting 1 and 2. And that's going to carry Triumph onto 1-1 with Rebirth here. Not going for an ace stack again. Looks like Triumph is going to move themselves to put more pressure mid.
Ooh.
Zodic is going to catch Sheikh Zula. Getting a advantage there for his team right away.
That's the one rifle already having plenty of impact. Oh no. The shots miss actually from Recchi, so he will find it in the end. Waits for his teammates to support him here, but all the kills going in favor. Cynic actually, the new blood here, doing so much to try and recover this round. Gets himself what could be a 3rd kill towards top of mid. But instead, Zodic, he's going to fall off and play his time. A minute left on the clock, and he has really a world of opportunity right now.
Yeah, I really want to believe that he could just, like, be super sneaky and get away with this plan. I don't think Cynic is going to let that happen. But, hey, you never know.
Yeah. He's got his knife out.
Oh, nice. Cynic is going to catch him. Triumph onto their second. It's going to allow them to get a pretty good buy going.
Yeah, they punished the force by, I think that so far, Rebirth, they weren't able to beat their record of 1 round on the T side and Train at least, but I'm sure they'll get it here later on. The question comes down to, I mean, if they get a bomb plant in this round, maybe they can buy up a pretty decent one in the next. It looks like they're going for a pretty stacked A execute right now, with the nades most likely towards jungle, CT, and stairs. They will rain through. Luckily for the CTs, they've got Cooper dedicated here to the hold, and he will hold it down with 2 kills. It's money in the bank. B will through the smoke, and no bomb plant for the T side. They'll find them all.
Wow. Just not letting Rebirth gain any ground there. Holding onto their guns. Again, so important on CT side. And this is really bringing Triumph into a very advantaged position. That being said, Rebirth is going to still be able to buy some good guns here and get enough utility that they should be able to put together a decent execute over towards A, and it wouldn't be a bad gamble. Of course, Shakesula and Cooper aren't too far away for the rotate. Coming in here right away, Reggie.
There's an unbelievable one tap through the smoke, or rather through the box. It looked like. I don't think it actually went all the way through. That's a little bit of a missed flash, a missed opportunity there for Carson to find that kill in a shake, but does just equalize out the round. It doesn't really give them that advantage as of yet. Still, though, it's Triumph slowly working up towards CT, towards jungle. They've got themselves some good positions. They just need to land some nice shots here if Triumph want to pick themselves up before that. I think that Zodic, he can see them. Great, spam goes down, but he's going to eat some spam of his own. Cynic with 2. He's trying to pull this round back. Shake on top of the stairs, and Wreck, he gets taken out soon after. That is the sort of retakes that you want to see from Triumph. Like a well-oiled machine, they all move in at once, and really, I missed the kills on my screen, but Cynic, he did a great job there finding those 2 openings.
Yeah, like you're saying, well-oiled machine. Triumph just looking so tried and true on these retakes here and not letting Rebirth get away with it. Should be, they should be able to keep stringing these rounds together. Unless Rebirth is going to come up with an upset, which certainly they're hoping. They're going to switch it up here. Go for a run boost up mid.
What on earth?
60's going to accidentally get stabbed in the foot.
Ooh.
Fizz coming up aggressively, taking out Rack and back hauls there. And just not a great start. Rebirth still can do quite a lot with this round. Trying to find some kind of footing up mid.
Yeah. Great.
Perhaps boost into window here.
Look at this bait and switch setup over towards B. They send Viz aggressive and then switch it out with the op of Shake. He finds himself a free P as it's going to be Carson that just walks into the angle and gets executed there. So we're already seeing the double op setup he brought out. It's a very hefty commitment for right now from Triumph, but we're paying in dividends at the moment. And we'll see what... Oh, well, B will see gets taken down. This opens up a world of opportunity here towards the A-bomb site. It's going to come down to what Cooper can do on the defense. Solo here towards CT, making sure he covers his angles. Or are they going to go for another run boost? Looks like maybe. Actually, oh my god, 60 nails that shot. That could put them forward here, but Viz gets 2 kills in response, and now Zodic left alone. He doesn't last very long. And Viz, man, the hero of the day. If he didn't get those, if he goes 1 for 1 in CT, puts it into a 2v2, that round could get so rough, but instead it's going to be in favor of Triumph. Viz, he does his job and then some. And now Triumph on 5 rounds. You can see a world where Rebirth, if they don't start getting rounds on the board here soon, can get down on themselves in the momentum department, because certainly a team that's kind of momentum based.
Yeah, I totally agree. We saw Viz making some really big plays. Just such an important player for Triumph. Really coming through today. B Wills is going to extend into Palace, gets taken out though. Now Rebirth is on quite an advantage.
Oh.
Young boy with the op, aka Retchy. And this round is just turned around completely for Triumph. They're left trying to retake with, well, I guess they just won't. They're going to save, which is completely understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same sort of round we saw on Triumph in their what was it? Their T side, where all of a sudden they won with Deagles and really swung the tides of the first half. Not crazily so. You saw that Rebirth were still able to win their CT side 6-9. on train, but a very similar scenario in terms of maps here for these two, as they do drop this eco. And I think Shake, yeah, he'll have plenty of time to... Oh, but Cynic goes down. Not the end of the world, but certainly not helpful in this sort of recovery here. The money's very poor. Cynic not able to drop over a weapon because he went down towards the end, and you have to maybe argue to save here, but I think if you're Triumph, you're gonna put Cynic on the op and see what you can do. Timeout's gonna get called, and this might be a flashback to the last round of Train, where they just go for it.
Yeah, little talk, little decide what we're gonna do, and just all in on that. We'll see what exactly that is the Triumph decides to do. Certainly try to get some kind of power around the op of Shake.
They're gonna go for the safe play. Oh, how did Cynic spend so much? Oh, I guess armor. He dropped over Deagle to one of his teammates and gonna rock the CZ. So does kind of bring his bank down a little bit, but not too much to worry about here. We saw success from Triumph with this sort of buy previously. This time they even have a op on the hands of Shake rather than Cooper, actually, interestingly enough. So we'll see how Shake can utilize that. Seems like he's kind of committing to this Palace play, and it really comes down to whether or not Rebirth can find this trade, or rather just kill in general. Oh, look at this bait. Oh, but he doesn't bite it. Shake. That was a really good setup there from Rebirth. I thought they were going to have that, but Shake, he still lands a shot across here in the right position, and that is going to be a heavy punishment there. They know that at the very least there's two players towards Palace, and Carson could be spotted out towards Cat, although that does not matter. Cynic doesn't even get to fire a bullet. Here is now the op smoked off. It's going to come down to this player inside a ramp. He gets one. He isn't able to find another just yet, but on the pistol he will be taken down. What is Shake's play here? It looks like all three of these players kind of rotating in here. Shake with the op going to find himself a kill to now adjust a 2v3 situation here. And this has swung vastly in the favor of the CTs. Smoke for the CT play, but with this bomb play going through, not a commitment here from Buells just yet. He waits for the flash instead, peeks off the back of that as Zodic trying to fire off something here, trying to make some sort of recovery, and there goes 2 kills. It's all the back of B-Wills in a 1v2, taking the fight. He gets spotted out, still somehow unable to take down Retchy. He finds a dink through the box on a Zodic, but not the kill just yet. And look at this play. They're just waiting this round out, trying to buy time. The molly goes in. He finds the first, trying to find the second, but it'll burn instead. It's a third round for Rebirth, and not in the cleanest of fashions.
Yeah, that was incredibly close. Triumph really using that little Deagle investment there and doing so much damage with it. Gonna matter a little bit here. I mean, certainly we want to see Rebirth win this on an investment, but Triumph should be good after this save. We'll see what kind of damage they can do on this one, considering they just did quite a bit.
Yeah.
Gonna put a lot of power towards mid here. Rebirth opening up the map for themselves. I mean, they'll know the Triumph is broke. I'm sure they're not too concerned, but definitely want to not let anything bad happen. Cooper's gonna get caught over that smoke wreck, bringing one.
Yeah, we'll see if they can find any sort of success here. It looks like this round kind of just fizzle out in favor of Rebirth. It would take a real miracle from someone on Triumph to pull this one back 5v4, and the amount of control that's given in the sort of direction that is being put for Rebirth right now is looking exactly where they need to go, hitting that A-bomb site, and 5v3 now, things just looking better. Carson able to find one as well. Spots out likes of B-Wells here, but B-Wells beat us. Oh, well, never mind. Doesn't matter if you're sneaky. If you got Retchy as your opponent, he'll just take you down, and it should be a 4th year for Rebirth secured. Great work right now in the recovery.
Yeah, absolutely clean from them. Not letting any damage get done, and as he said, this round just totally fizzling out for Triumph, which is fine.
Yeah, Viz's gonna maybe try and find... I would like him to kind of explore a chance at finding an AK. I think that's exactly what he's gonna do as well here. That was not the biggest loss if you drop with the Deagle. Obviously not great for the KD in that department, but could have an opportunity to get himself an AK. It does look like he's just holding things down. 6, he might deliver that, although he decides against it. Just watching him through the X-ray there. And Reggie goes down to bomb. I don't know. Not a big deal, but still funny.
Just kind of troll. They've got so much money now. Yeah, they're super not worried about it.
Look at the Augs.
Actually, you're calling it. It's happening.
The AUG meta is back. It's revived, baby, and we're seeing it in Premiere. I don't know. I haven't watched many EU games. I didn't see it at all in Katowice, but as for Premiere, they are rolling back. I guess just a couple months, really, at least a year or so, and the first kill goes in. And what can Shake do in this position? This is a very weird position that Shake's put himself in with the op, although Cooper able to equalize there. He does get one, so Shake doing a good job of where he kind of exerted himself into a disaster scenario. All in all, it's still going to be Rebirth locked out of this A bomb site at the moment. So we see the rotate come through, a third player at that. Waiting for that flash. It will be a peek through from Cooper, seeing if he can proffer any sort of information, but peeks right into the op of Zodic. He's going for more as well. Zodic, can you find anything else? It's make sure to cover his flank, but last 2 players are through CT, and look how patiently this play is from CTs, or rather Ts. They just hold their ground. The last player swings through, can't find the kill onto Carson, can't find the kill onto Rec as well, and it is a 5th round for Rebirth. They easily punish that buy round, and again, I have to wonder what the real game plan was there with the op from Shake. It seems like he playing triple with the op is something or rather default with the op is something I haven't seen before, but I'm sure they had a game plan going into it. I think that smoke towards the middle of sight kind of put a wrench in their system, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. I agree. I think they must have had some kind of idea there.
Yeah.
I would like to believe everything in CS happens for a reason. Of course, we see that is not always true. Young Boy gonna come through here with the first one, and to Shake getting caught in underpass. That opens up a lot. Of course, this is just an eco from Triumph, but it still matters. Young Boy getting the second, just kind of on his stuff right now. Sick! Put the nice shot onto the head of Retchie.
Oh my god.
And a second onto Carson. Triumph?
Yeah.
Certainly not what Rebirth wants to see. I mean, again, they have a lot of money right now, but another getting taken down. And Rebirth finding their groove again. But Biz, we know he's been so good with the Deagle already this game. He's gonna get taken out by Rec. But really good damage there from Triumph on that pistol.
Yeah, they'll be happy with the damage they did. The question is, are they bleeding too many rounds here? It's, again, like we mentioned earlier, this has got to be the map pick of Rebirth, you know, and they're certainly showing a good first half. They've got a pretty good opportunity here with this next round. I imagine that Triumph are trying to figure out where the holes are in their system, and so far, I really don't have an answer right now for Triumph. I guess you could maybe say that A's been getting abused quite a bit. I haven't really seen any sort of action towards B, but all in all, I don't know what holes they need to fill, what this timeout could be used for. I imagine we're going to see some sort of change of pace, either from Rebirth to try and put some pressure on a Triumph, or maybe a change of playstyle on the A-bomb site for Triumph here. But either way, we're going to see some mid-action here. It's going to be Shake taking on Retchie in the Op v Op duel, and already opening pick, 2 opening picks at that, as well. I thought the Op v Op duel would be the most interesting thing. It's that fast A play that actually proves very lethal right now for Triumph. You could consider a save at this point, even a timeout. All of that work that they really invest into this round, it gets pretty easily taken down here. As even another player down to 2 HP. Cynic not going to be able to play too much of a factor here, and Retchie going to hold on towards CT. Oh, Shake was so close.
Rebirth just smelling the blood in the water here and going for the strike, as Triumph is forced to pretty much fall back and go for a save here. It's just Cynic who's going to get taken out by 60.
A little bit of an overcommitment there, I feel like, from Cynic. Not Again, not the biggest deal to go down in a save round, but it's all of these small little details that can certainly come back to bite you in terms of the economics, and especially when you look at having those 3 players alive versus having 2, it's a big difference in the swing here. We got 60 looking for Viz. Does Viz wise up to it? He will be able to find that kill. That's the key factor there. And able to upgrade onto that AK as well. So at the end of the day, it's around for Rebirth. 2 guns saved, and the timeout clearly not helping Triumph all that often.
Yeah, and as some people in chat are saying, it's Triumph definitely want to close this out now, as Inferno might not be the most comfortable map to play against Rebirth. That being said, you really never know. Certainly, Triumph is going to want to stop the bleeding now. Rebirth putting more pressure on, just a little trade there over at mid. The call comes through.
God.
Rebirth trying to defend themselves. 60 is going to get one through the smoke, and it's just Fizz and Cynic. We're going to get caught. Exotic almost putting down. He will go down. Cynic will go down. And that's up to Cooper. I highly doubt he'll want to do anything here.
He's already hightailing. I've never seen someone as good with the CZ in its current form as Cynic. I don't know how he's so effective at it, but I feel like every swing, every like shot he throws at Rebirth is somehow like either finding kills or dinking them down. I don't know if that's just my noticing, but whenever I shoot the CZ, those 12 bullets go like 12 different spots on my screen.
I'm convinced the CZ doesn't shoot straight. Like, I don't know how people do it. It's very impressive to see 60.
Like, I understand when you're just tapping away.
I don't.
I understand like tapping, but like some people, they just hold mouse 1 and like they'll just spam someone down from a mile away, and that just blows my mind. I can't comprehend it. It doesn't make sense, and
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, everything's backwards.
It just.
But 60 has it all figured out, man.
Yeah, he's learned it. I'm sure he's been putting in some work. Maybe it's a weapon you can use on Recoil Master or something. I don't know, but he's quite effective with it here. As heading into round number 14, and it does look like they're once again looking to abuse this A side of things. Still, the Augs are rolling back here. 2 being purchased. Not been effective so far, as we'll see Cooper. Oh no, another Op-V-Op that wins, rather goes in the favor of Rebirth. This has been the story of all of the first half, and look at this. It's not even a commitment towards the A-bomb site, although it's going to be Triumph who think it is. Another kill goes in the way of Rebirth. They haven't opened up, in fact, a wide open B-bomb site here. Shake trying to make a move on, but it's too little too late. Bomb already going down. Post plant looking good. You boost one up on the box. You got a player cat. You got people holding flanks. In fact, so far deep that you're in T-spawn, and this could be another save here, but Triumph just bleeding around after round.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit worrisome for them, especially now that we know Rechi's kind of on it with his op right now.
Oh.
Rex gonna take out another. That's really not good, especially since Triumph is just in dire straits with their economy at the moment. Rebirth absolutely taking advantage of little mistakes made by them, and it's really
Nice.
Not the best. Cynic hanging in there with the AUG, which, by the way, yeah, I'm seeing it a ton in the EU games.
EU games? Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. As long as we're worldwide, this could be considered a meta of sorts that's developing. It's exciting to see. It's exciting that I heard someone in a stream say that this was like a new meta that was like potentially arising. Another win for Carson this time on the Op-V-Op duel, and it will be the boost that works out in favor of Shake. Actually saw it going down there this time, and this, it's a little bit of a switch up. I've seen Shake be more effective on Mirage than Cooper has been. On top of that, I've also I've kind of recognized that Triumph on Inferno aren't the greatest here. We see another 1-for-1 trade actually swinging in the favor now of Triumph, but I'm gonna go down here and See, oh, 60. He does find it in the end. 2 ops on this retake. 60 actually going for the fake here. Instead of peeking in towards CT. That's bomb dropped. This should be around for Triumph all the way. Sedek with the op, able to find 2. But as I was kind of saying, Inferno is not a map that Triumph want to see. This half not looking too good for them, although it was the same half that we saw in Train that they were still able to comfortably take. Inferno is a map that they're not quite experts on. It seems like they haven't quite nailed down their issues. Granted, third impact they certainly have, but last time I watched Triumph on Inferno, they got 16-2. So certainly a map that they want to avoid at all cost.
Probably. I mean, who knows what kind of work they've put towards it since that third impact game. That being said, like, yeah, I would assume they're just gonna want to be avoiding it right now and really ride on winning this one out. Rebirth making that extremely difficult for them, but maybe the staff change will bring about some kind of shift energy-wise. It's certainly not getting 2 out of their grasp. I mean, it's only 9-6. It's just not the half you want to see.
Yeah, and the key difference here is that this time Rebirth are on the CT side, and, you know, you're not going to have Triumph with that effective double op that we've seen them take a liking to so far. They're probably just going to be holding on to Cooper with that op. It's always harder to op on the T side, and Cooper's one of those key heavy hitters on Triumph that they utilize quite a bit. So, someone potentially going to need to step up here if it wants to be a closer from the boys over at Triumph, because right now it's looking like they could be looking at a potential map 3. Still early days though, still just halftime as we do kind of wait and see.
Yeah, where this goes. Rebirth gonna go up quickly and not take any of that pressure off. They're pushing mid. But Rex gonna find 2. Oh man, what shots. Taking out B-Wills and Cooper now. Cynic's gonna go for the plant though, over towards A, and it's him and Viz alone against the world right now. Luckily, not too many rotates with Bear yet. They could deal with this 1-by-1, and so far they are. Just up to Carson.
Yeah, that was a really good recovery there from Triumph. They find 3 kills. Again, while it did look really rough right there, they committed so many players to that B-side play. They only had 2 players towards retake, and it seemed like Rebirth, they're kind of showing their flaws in the fact that they do overcommit quite a bit and trying to hold on to that A-bomb state. They really should have given it up for free, given up quite a bit of space, but a great little bit of abuse there from Triumph to find that open up A-bomb site, find the 1v1 duels that they were, or rather 1v2 duels that they were really looking for, and all in all, it does look like a possibility for recovery. The really important factor comes down to if they're able to close this one. They need to get this this anti-eco underway. They need to do it in a pretty convincing fashion, obviously. We'll also be staring down the same scenarios if they lost it here. Nice shots going on to Wreck. He's dinked down. He'll be forced off the angle, and mid control does look like it's successfully taken from Triumph.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. As you said, this anti-eco coming through, it's just not quite a must-win, but I mean, the momentum is going to matter so much here. And Triumph taking it slow, extending themselves into Cat, not quite seeing anything yet. No. Rex going to see him first, and B-Wills gets taken out. That is not what you want to happen. Cooper is left trying to make sure his teammates are with him. Unfortunately, there's a smoke there, and yeah, they are currently facing the Rebirth stack on B.
Viz has to clear this corner. It comes down to Carson, and he does. Good work from Viz to find that opener. That's going to alleviate some pressure. It's going to buy some time here, as they do still commit. 3 players set up towards this B side. Viz going to find himself another kill. This is a person that you were hoping that would step up. Viz with a 3rd kill on to Reckon. Now it's only a 1 sole player of 60 on the A-bomb site here, or rather B-bomb site. Finding some shots, finds that player towards... Get right, jumping out of the window. This is incredibly aggressive, and it works out. Now Viz needs to get the ace clutch. He'll find the 4th. Now through the window, it's going to be Reggie. That's been hurt as well. Viz, he repositions, but oh my god! Reggie finds the necessary D shot to find the last kill. It's going to be a 10th on the board. It's stolen away from the hands of Viz.
Yeah, so close, but so far. Triumph just walks right into that stack and not quite able to deal with it all. Certainly not when Rechi's acting like that. Gonna save an AK also just to add some value to his team here. And unfortunate round for Triumph to lose there. They're gonna have a bit of a setback here.
Yeah, that was the scenario you mentioned. It's not the end of the world that they lose it, but it's the momentum that counts.
It
It's
is.
going to count against them in this one. They're going to be feeling the pain, as this nade will certainly put some pain forward. That's a nice 100 damage onto a couple of those Triumph members as they go for what looks to be a run boost here. We'll see what 60 can do. Will he shoot B-Wills out of the air here as he flies high in the sky? Jump goes in, and B-Wills goes out. And it will be pretty anticlimactic spray down. There was no instant headshot for 60. There was no success for B-Wills, and now we just see a 60 mops up the ecos, a little bit of stat padding as Rec peeks forward towards window. Clean round, clean anti-eco from Rebirth now. It's not going to be too bad of an economic situation. Triumph, they're not too far out of this as they'll already be buying up here. They won't have the op of Cooper, but still on that AK, still an effective rifler. But certainly going to need to kick things off here soon, as on the other side of things, you got the op of Zodic, who can certainly be lethal with this weapon.
Yeah, and this is not when you want a 4-round disparity here. I'm sure they can make it back up, but this is a really, really important round for Triumph. They would be so set back to lose this.
Yeah, certainly the case there. Not the greatest bits of utility. You see that because B-Wills buys up the Galil. He's got quite a bit in his back pocket, but they're investing a lot into this mid control, so now with that smoke going down, they've only got 2 left. A molly goes forward, and that leaves them with 1 molly left, so with 1 minute and 15 seconds left into the round, they've got to make a move on with this limited utility. They're going to have to require on some very nice shots. Sometimes you can kind of, you can expect that, though, from Triumph. They've got the firepower. Certainly with this new addition of Cynic, they can rely on the pure aim here, as that last smoke going to be thrown over towards window. And now that we execute coming forward here, Cooper first in, and it's going to be Carson first out, as Cooper, he spots another one towards empty pillar. Rec waiting for the flashbang, but it's going to be Cooper that he can rely on. The rifler, rather the opper, they can use with the rifle, and that is a beautiful start for Triumph in the gun rounds.
Yeah, that's a big one from them, and being able to, as the teams keep all of these guns alive, it's going to really help them get back into, not necessarily back into this game, but, you know, close up the gap, stop the bleeding, all of that. And Rebirth should still be comfortable, just kind of steady as she goes for them.
Yeah, pretty happy with that one.
Yeah. Nothing to worry about with Cooper on a rifle, too.
Yeah, doing some work there. Showing that he's not just the sniper of Triumph, he can help out as well. And actually sending him in as the entry in that one. Finds both kills and easily opens up Triumph to an 8th, to a possibility of pulling this lead away from the hands of Rebirth and into their own pockets. As another buy to be put forward here. I don't blame Rebirth. It's a good call. They've got 3 guns saved in the previous. I'll be able to buy up a MP9 for just Carson and still rocking with that really deep utility belt here. So with Triumph with 5 alive, though, now that really rough buy that we saw in the last one and that limited utility is not going to be a problem anymore. And Zodic, he's going to be flashed up here, but does he realize that Cooper's already out towards middle? I don't know if he does, and B-Will's not overcommitting here. It's going to prove to be very useful. Though I say that, B-Will's, he tries to cross forward. That gets instantly punished by Zodic on the op. Great work from this Rebirth side. Although Viz, he gets a 1-for-1. But really important refrag there from the likes of Zodic. Once again, getting himself a 2nd on the round. And now Cooper, does he fully check these corners? Oh my god. He had an opportunity there, but not expecting that Cubby player. That's really a 50-50 gamble, and it does work out in favor of Rebirth. Another kill goes forward, and it's all on the back of his shake. Has to get a huge clutch here. Only silver lining being is he has bomb, and that's another one there. A kill going forward. That's a sole A player, although the rotates quick in. Flashes to follow it up, and now with that kill going forward, I'm not sure what else Shake has in his tank here. Seems like he's running out of gas, as with only 34 HP, you could argue maybe just hold on to that AK.
Yeah, that might be the play here. I don't think Zodic and Wreck are going to let him get away with this plant. But Shake seems determined. He's bringing himself on top of the scaffold to try to find something, and he gets found first by the likes of Wreck, bringing Rebirth to 12. This is looking pretty. It's just been kind of like trudging through for Triumph. Like they're just not quite able to pick anything up against Rebirth, who's shutting them down. Map pause coming in now. You've got to assume that's from the side of Triumph. They've got to get something going, and they do have enough money to make something happen this round. But it's got to start happening, lest this map run away from them.
Yeah, it's a necessary one here. It was in fact a timeout from Triumph from the logs there, so maybe relying on a little bit of Shake leading the team here, trying to rally the troops and their coach as well.
Poor B Wills. I feel like he just keeps getting punished for like anything he tries to do. Just things are not going his way yet. Hopefully his luck changes.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I casted Triumph B Wills, he was really pulling them back here, especially when that third map came around. He did a lot, so maybe expecting that same thing once map 3 comes by, but this time it's on Inferno, and that's going to be a little bit more difficult for Triumph unless they've, you know, developed a better system on that map. And, you know, with Shake and Tactus at the helm, you can certainly do so. Already, though, we're seeing a 1-for-1 trade. It's Retchy in the trade of Cynic here, or rather 60, and push coming through from Cooper. Once a kill on that rifle. He gets opt down, though. Zodic, he's got a lot more to do. He gets spammed down from the likes of Viz, and now you got yourself an opportunity, but it looks like Rec looking to take that away from their hands. Their cold dead hands at this point, as all of them go down. Carson with the flank here, and he's gonna actually pick up that op, sacrifices AK, but Carson picks up an AK either way, so all works out in the end. Great work from the likes of Rec there, saving the day. Kind of a not necessarily a quiet player, but making some noise in map number 2. I don't know what I guess I didn't see too much from him on Train. Pretty quiet in map number 1, but that round had so much impact.
Absolutely. Yeah, the first one coming here from make that 2. Rebirth just absolutely shutting down Triumph.
Oh my god.
Making very easy work of that eco. No worries for them here. And now Rebirth on a 14. This is looking just increasingly difficult for Triumph to get back in their favor. And like it's Rebirth has not allowed any mistakes to get taken advantage of here. They've been able to close it out for, you know, almost this entire half. Great performance from them so far, and we gotta hope Triumph can bring it back. It's gonna be very difficult for them at this point. Looks like they're grouping up, gonna decide on what to do here.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one here for the CT side. I mean, specific. Oh no.
Oh.
There was a disconnect, and I think that Retchy did some damage. So I don't know if this one's getting reset here. Oh no, it does look like it will be reset. Everyone jumping around. And I imagine that Rebirth aren't going to be opposed to doing this.
Yeah.
So.
I'm glad that can happen. Never, like, that shouldn't be around, you know?
Yeah, right. It was. I mean, the unfortunate thing here for Rebirth is that they have to, I mean, that aggression. If there was still that player, you know, you'd have to think maybe the default still being the case. But I'm so confused. I've seen rounds like this before, and I've seen them not get reset. I'm going to check Discord real quick and see what the deal is. Well, I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But that's... It might just have to be the round from Rebirth. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say anything too soon. Don't worry if you're a Triumph fan. Don't fret. There's capabilities of resetting. It just comes down to the rules here, whether or not I guess you kind of have to look and see when they called the match medic. I imagine they did it before the flank came in, so should be good.
Yeah, hopefully that would be just a crazy way to start
Yeah,
the
there we
game.
go. Match
Yeah.
restarting. And it might take a little bit for the board to update. But yeah, the 3 resets in. We are, in fact, on round number, well, whatever round we were on. It's not 15 to 8, it's still 14 to 8. We're going to reset from the round that we just previously casted there. Tactus, he's going to switch over to the coach role. And we should be getting into the action here soon. Just waiting on a little bit of work there. Uh-oh. Did 60 by his scout on accident?
Uh-oh. Can we get a reset?
He did. I think he could have bought an M4 as well. Yeah, you can still buy an M4. He's gonna instead hold on to the MP9 or MP9, so not too much to worry about, I guess. Just an extra scout, extra $1,700. Is the fast A play, a switch of pace here coming through from Triumph, and a lot of pressure put on the back of 60, but he's gonna find one, and he's done so much damage already. He's done his job and then some as he finds himself another kill, going in for a third. And while this is a round where Triumph kind of go out with a whimper here, Scenic with 1, but it's all consolation as the nades land forward. That molly could do it. Oh, just 3 HP left on him. But yeah, I mean,
Just
after
so
that,
sad.
yeah, after that timeout, they kind of just rush in towards the A-bomb site, and it just does not work there. Zodic gonna get himself that reward, the 3 AKs, and they're not even picking up their op. They've got money for days, and they'll drop that over to Zodic. Or whoever wants to opt this round. There's plenty of oppers over on the Rebirth side, but it will be Zodic in this one.
Yeah, he's got a good spawn for it. Hopefully Triumph can... Oh, man, it's just last round was pretty bitter.
Yeah.
But new round, new them, I suppose. And they're gonna change things up, take it towards B, and... Oh, no.
A dunk.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the spam's good as well. They're just too afraid to work that mid control there constantly. Zodic, is he out of the window? No, he's still inside. Molly's traded back and forth. Zodic, that is an incredibly aggressive play there. As he tries to go forward, instead just smokes it. I'm so interested. He does look like he's finally conceded it. He knows better than to go through this smoke. But you can see in his mind that he's considering it. He wants it. He wants these last couple kills. He's ready to close this one out, take it to Inferno, take it to map number 3, and we'll see if he's able to do so or if he gets denied here. It's going to be Retchy sneaking through top of con. He can do some damage here. Finds himself a shake that's back turned to him. He goes out for more, nearly connects onto that. Instead, it's B-Wells to connect on his teammate. Scenic finds himself another kill. And now, it's evened up into a 2v2. Even situation. As it does look like, on the other side of things, Carson trying to reposition here. In towards deep of apartments, and Bomb out of control of the current T's at the moment. So things can line up, and they don't look like they're too committed into getting this. 30 seconds left onto the clock. They're going to need to pick up the pace here relatively soon, or else they're going to run out of time in this round. Especially with the fact that they have to deal with these pesky CTs.
Yeah, this is looking... It's like very poetic. This whole map has just been pretty slow for Triumph. Because the fast things just haven't been working. Now they only have...
Oh no.
60 to worry about here, but if the bomb gets taken down, then that's kind of it, isn't it?
It's over.
Not gonna be able to get it done.
This time it's 60, the new gun for Rebirth, to close that one out, but that was over before it started for Triumph. They get taken down, and we do head into that map number 3. It's going to be played on Inferno, and while things aren't over just yet for Triumph, they have to get this third map. Triumph, you saw this kind of late start to the season for them, try to work with this new core. Now they've got a whole another player that they've got to introduce into this system. And now with this Inferno, after seeing the last couple Infernos, I'm not so confident in this current best of 3 right now for Triumph. They could possibly drop this one, and wouldn't it be an interesting story for 60 if he possibly upgraded onto that new roster of Rebirth?
Yeah, I'd be very happy for him. It's I don't want to think little of them, but it's definitely going to be really difficult for Triumph to take this one. I do think I'm a bit nervous about it. but I've been surprised before, certainly. But yeah, just not quite working out for them on Mirage that time. I'm sure they'll be able to fix some mistakes that were made there, and maybe we'll see them speed things up with like a renewed energy going into Inferno. I certainly hope from Triumph that we'll see that.
Yeah, they could certainly fight back here on Inferno. I think that in the game that I watched, at least, they had a very slow start and just couldn't close out, but then they came back with some heat. So I imagine now with their backs against the wall, they'll be able to put up a little bit of a better fight. With that being said, we're going to throw it over to a break. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I am at Extra20 on Twitter. Make sure to show us some love on that platform there, at Extra20 on Twitter and at Nat_Bambi. Go hit us up, follow us on Twitter. Great way to support us if you enjoy the cast. But with that being said, we're going to throw it over to a break, and we will be back here with map number 3 on Inferno.